Hello, buddy. It's Zechariah. As maybe you know, over the past year, COVID-19 has affected so much people across the entire United States. And unfortunately, it has reached our first responders as well. And it's reached them to the point where over the past year, I've had to run for countless first responders who lost their life doing what they loved and lost their life from COVID-19 line of duty. And at the end of 2020, we realized that it was so much that we needed an alternative because we were running so much. And at the start of 2021, we wanted to start something new that we could still honor our fallen first responders who lose their life in COVID-19 with. And that led us to the idea to start a 21-lap tribute run in honor of all fallen first responders who lost their life in COVID-19. And this is what we're doing, and we're going to be doing a 21-lap loop, which is equivalent to 3 miles around the Laird Elementary bus loop tonight, to honor all fallen COVID-19 heroes who who were added on the Officer Memorial page and the United States Fire Administration in January of 2021. Not lost their life in January of 2021, but the ones that were added during that month. And today we are going to be running in all of their honor. And you may be wondering, because we added 52 in line of duty on both pages. You may be wondering, how am I going to still honor them with the flags? And obviously I cannot run with 52 flags. So what we decided to do was to still make them feel like they were honored. We decided to wrap each individual flag into groups of 4, and blue and red ribbons for police and firefighting. 4 are in each. Here they are as well. And to still honor them and to still let the families know that one of these flags are theirs, we decided that we are going to put them in the front of the first patrol car in a bucket with all of them. And it's going to be the U.S. Customs and Border Protection who are going to be commemorating these fallen heroes in the front of their car tonight. And just for the families to know, one of these flags is yours. It's going to be in the patrol car, and it'll be sent out to your location as quick as possible after the run. But we wanted to do something that still made it so it looked like they were honored as well. So I'm now going to hand over these flags to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, who is leading the run, so I can go ahead and start the run, so we can honor these fallen heroes tonight. He's now putting it in the front of his car, and throughout the whole entire 21-lap loop, so they're going to be right behind me in the front of the car so they can still be honored. The flag we're actually running tonight is probably going to be our permanent flag as of right now that we're going to be using for all 21-lap salute runs. This is not going to be sent anywhere, but this is the flag we're going to be using tonight. It's red and blue line combo flag because we run for both firefighters and police officers. So even though it seems like it's just me and a few others running, at the same time there's even more running, and that's all the fallen I have ran for. I know they're all running spirits tonight, including all fallen COVID-19 victims I'm running for tonight. I know they're all running spirits tonight with me. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick prayer in honor of these fallen heroes, and we're going to start the 21-lap salutes. We're going to be doing the straight 21 laps. We're not going to stop at all, just to honor them as quick as possible and make sure it's not long. So I'm going to do a quick prayer, and then I'll be on my way for the 21 laps.
For those that are tuned in tonight, Zechariah running a 21-lap salute to honor 52 heroes that were added to the Officer Down Memorial page and the U.S. Fire Administration page as a result of contracting COVID-19. All were added in January. Fire Captain George A. Roque from the Los Angeles Fire Department, California, last alarm January the 1st, 2021. 57 years old, served with the Los Angeles Fire Department for 22 years, left behind a wife and 4 children. Fire Chief Darrell Woodard, Savannah Volunteer Fire Department, North Carolina, last alarm December the 29th, 2020, lost his life as a result of contracting COVID-19. 66 years old, Was a chief of fire department since 1984 and an active firefighter for 42 plus years. Leaves behind a family, 2 daughters, wife, and stepson. Officer Kendall Blackburn from the Lebanon Police Department, Missouri. End of watch, December 29th, 2020. December 28th, 2020. 55 years old. Served at the Lebanon Police Department for 16 years. Served with the Laclede County Sheriff's Office for 5 years. He's behind a wife and 3 children. Deputy Lakaya Luis Rouse, the Guilford County Sheriff's Office, North Carolina. End of watch, October the 21st, 2020. 26 years old. Served a total of 10 months with the Guilford County Sheriff's Office. Leaves behind parents, sister, and a brother. Firefighter EMT Brian Hammy P. Hamilton, Naval District of Washington Fire and Emergency Services in Maryland. Last alarm, January 1st, 2021. 42 years of age. Worked with the U.S. Department of Navy for 18 years. Left behind a mother, sister, and brother. Fire Chief Roland Brooks, Grant Township Fire Department, Michigan. Last alarm, December 20th, 2020. 82 years of age. Served with the Grant Township Fire Department for 56 years. Leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Firefighter Stephen Sunday, Scranton Bureau of Fire in Pennsylvania. Last alarm, December 29th, 2020. 28 years of age. Served in the EMT Commonwealth Health Emergency Medical Services prior to becoming a firefighter with the city of Scranton in January of 2020. Leaves behind parents, paternal grandfather, fiance, numerous aunts, uncles, and cousins. Sheriff Alan J. Weber, Gove County Sheriff's Office in Kansas. End of watch, December 18th, 2020. 63 years of age. Served 24 years with the Gove County Sheriff's Office. Leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Rural Metro Fire Department, Tennessee firefighter John Howell Clift. Last alarm, January 2nd, 2021. 64 years of age. Served with Rural Metro Fire Department for 40 plus years. Leaves behind a wife, son, daughter, and grandchildren. Firefighter Ronald Stephen Perry of the East Sullivan County Volunteer Fire Department, Tennessee. Last alarm, December 17th, 2020. 57 years of age. Served 40 years with the Sullivan County EMA and EMS. Leaves behind a wife, mother, 2 sons, 2 daughters, and grandchildren. Lieutenant Donald Busheen of the Warren City Fire Department in Ohio. Last alarm, November the 17th, 2020. 54 years of age. Served 25 years with the Warren City Fire Department. Leaves behind a wife and 11 children. Firefighter EMT Mark Dewey E. Culp, Reading Department of Fire and Rescue Services, Pennsylvania. Last alarm, January 5th, 2021. 52 years of age. Served with the Reading Fire Department for 28 years. Leaves behind a wife, mother, daughter, and siblings. Lieutenant William Lyle Gardner of the Denver City Police Department, Texas. End of watch, January 7th, 2021. 59 years of age. Served with the Denver City Police Department for 33 years. Leaves behind a wife, daughter, multiple grandchildren. Sergeant Randall Sims, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Texas. End of watch, January 3rd, 2021. 57 years of age. Served with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice 27 years. Leaves behind a wife, 5 children, siblings, grandchildren. Unit Team Supervisor Gabe Morales, worked with the Kansas Department of Corrections in Kansas. End of watch, December 22nd, 2020. 42 years of age. Served 6 years with the Kansas Department of Corrections. Leaves behind a wife, mother, 2 children, 3 siblings. Deputy Jane Alice Ash, worked with the Effingham County Sheriff's Office in Georgia. End of watch, December 16th, 2020. 61 years of age. Served 2 years with the Effingham County Sheriff's Office. Leaves behind a son and grandchildren. Special Deputy Lee Daniel Manns, worked with the Breathitt County Sheriff's Office in Kentucky. End of watch, December the 26th, 2020. Served with the Breathitt County Sheriff's Office for 2 years. Leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Sergeant Patrick Snook, served with the Henry County Police Department in Georgia. End of watch, December 27th, 2020. Served a total of 22 years with the Henry County Police Department. Also previously served in the United States and was an Army veteran. Leaves behind a wife, 4 children. Officer Leslie L. Graves of the Perryton Police Department in Texas. End of watch, December the 2nd, 2020. 32 years of age, served with the Perryton Police Department for 2 years, leaves behind a wife, 6 children, 8 siblings. Sergeant Frederick Butch Cameron served with the Fairfax County Sheriff's Office in Virginia, end of watch, January 12, 2021. 51 years of age, served 16 years with the Fairfax County Sheriff's Office, leaves behind a wife, mother, 2 children. Officer Troy Allen Adkins, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Texas, end of watch, December 31st, 2020. 48 years of age, served with the United States Customs and Border Protection Office of Field Operations for 13 years, was a U.S. Navy veteran, leaves behind a wife, son, 3 stepchildren, 2 grandchildren. Fire Captain Lloyd Losinger, Ocean City Wright Fire Control District in Florida. Last alarm, January the 6th, 2021. 60 years of age, served with the North Bay Fire Control District for 40 years. Also previously served with the Ocean City Wright Fire Control District. Leaves behind a wife, siblings, 9 children, and grandchildren. Firefighter Leonard L. Coney, served with the Shreveport Fire Department, Louisiana. Last alarm, January 6, 2021. 41 years of age, served 14 years with the Shreveport Fire Department. Leaves behind a loving family. Conservation Officer Stephen Rayhard worked with the Iowa Department of Natural Resources in Iowa, end of watch, January the 8th, 2021. Served 16 years with the Iowa Department of Natural Resources in Dixon County. Leaves behind a wife and son. Investigator James Cornacchia from the Georgia Institute of Technology Police Department in Georgia, end of watch, January 1st, 2020. 42 years of age, served with the Georgia Institute of Technology Police Department for 19 years. Leaves behind a wife, 3 sons, parents, and siblings. Chief Danny Watkins of the San Benito Fire Department in Texas. Last alarm, January 12, 2021. 67 years of age. Served as the chief of the San Benito Fire Department since August 2019. Previously served 34 years with the Houston Fire Department. Leaves behind a wife, 2 sons. Officer Arturo Villegas of the Alamo Police Department in Georgia. End of watch, January the 10th, 2021. 59 years of age. Served 2 years with the Alamo Police Department. Previously served 19 years with the Lyons and Oak Park Police Department. Leaves behind 6 children, a sister, 3 brothers. Deputy John Melvin of the Grant County Sheriff's Office in Washington. End of watch, December the 11th, 2020. 60 years of age, served 35 years with the Grant County Sheriff's Office in Washington. Leaves behind a son, a father, and sister. Detective Jeffrey Sculf. He worked with the New York City Police Department in New York, assigned to the Bronx Gang Squad. End of watch, April 13th, 2020. 46 years of age, served 14 years with the New York City Police Department. Leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Detective Jack V. Palomeni served with the New York City Police Department in New York, assigned to the Manhattan Warrant Squad. End of watch, April the 10th, 2020. 50 years of age, served with the New York Police Department for 23 years. Leaves behind a wife, mother, and sister. Officer Eric K. Murray served with the New York City Police Department in New York, assigned to the 25th Precinct. End of watch, April the 9th, 2020. 38 years of age, served with the New York City Police Department for 16 and a half years. Leaves behind a wife, 2 children, 3 brothers. Chief Transportation Officer William T. Morris, served with the New York City Police Department in New York. End of watch, June 6, 2020. 61 years of age, served 38 years with the New York City Police Department. Leaves behind a wife, as well as 3 children. Detective Christopher B. McDonnell, New York City Police Department, New York, assigned to the Intelligence Bureau. End of watch, May the 6th, 2020. Served with the New York Police Department for 29 years. Leaves behind a wife, son, sister, and brother. Detective Cedric G. Dixon, New York City Police Department, New York, assigned to the 32nd Precinct Squad. End of watch, March the 28th, 2020. Served 22 years with the New York City Police Department, was 48 years of age. Leaves behind a daughter, mother, brother, and 6 sisters. Detective Robert A. Cardona of the New York City Police Department in New York, 13th Precinct Detective Squad. End of watch, April the 15th, 2020. Was 41 years of age, served with the New York City Police Department for 18 years. Leaves behind a son. Detective Raymond C. Abir of the New York City Police Department in New York, assigned to the Queens Special Victims Squad. End of watch, April the 13th, 2020. 43 years of age, served with the New York City Police Department for 20 years. Leaves behind a wife, 2 children. Lieutenant Jeff Bain, served with the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office in Alabama. End of watch, January the 3rd, 2021. 53 years of age, served 19 years with the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office and a total of 30 years in law enforcement. Was a U.S. Army veteran, leaves behind a wife, parents, 4 children, 2 brothers, and grandchildren. Correctional Officer David A. Christensen, Washington State Department of Corrections, Washington. End of watch, December the 29th, 2020. 62 years of age, served 40 years with the Washington State Department of Corrections. Was a U.S. Army veteran, leaves behind a son and 3 sisters. Lieutenant John Reynolds, served with the Garden Grove Police Department in California. End of watch, January the 17th, 2021. 59 years of age, served 25 years with the Garden Grove Police Department, served 9 years with the Orange County Probation Department, leaves behind a wife, son, and 2 daughters. Corrections Officer Joseph A. Martini, worked with the Ulster County Sheriff's Office in New York. End of watch, January 22nd, 2021. 45 years of age, served 22 years with the Ulster County Sheriff's Office, leaves behind 2 children and parents. Deputy Claude Winston Gilroy, Jefferson Davis Parish Sheriff's Office, Louisiana. End of watch, August 4th, 2020. 60 years of age, served 32 years with the Jefferson Davis Parish Sheriff's Office. Leaves behind a wife, 2 children, 7 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild. Chief Ronald Ronnie Gene Spitzer of the Rocky Top Fire Department, Tennessee. Last alarm, January 13th, 2021. Served 47 years as a firefighter and the last 5 years as the Chief of Lake City Fire Department. 65 years of age, leaves behind a wife, son, daughter, and siblings. Detective Sergeant Stephen R. Desfossis of the Norton Police Department, Massachusetts. End of watch, January 13th, 2021. 52 years of age, served with the Norton Police Department for 30 years, leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Lieutenant Treva Preston of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice in Texas. End of watch, January 15th, 2021. 57 years of age, served with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice 16 years, leaves behind a loving family. Officer Jerry Stephen Hemphill of the Lanier Technical College Police Department in Georgia. End of watch, January 16th, 2021. 59 years of age. Served 38 years with the Lanier Technical College Police Department. 38 years in total. 3 years with the Lanier Technical College Police Department. Served 20 years with the Gainesville Police Department. Also served with Hall County Sheriff's Office and the Lumpkin County Sheriff's Office. Leaves behind a wife, 2 children. Sergeant J.L. Buck Dancy of the North Little Rock Police Department, Arkansas. End of watch, December 2nd, 2020. 62 years of age, served 35 years with North Little Rock Police Department, leaves behind a loving daughter. Captain William Christopher Mertz, Rancho Santa Fe Fire Protection District, California. Last alarm, January the 20th, 2021. 54 years of age, served 39 years with the Rancho Santa Fe Fire Protection District. He's behind a wife, son, and 2 daughters. Officer Byron Shields, United States Customs and Border Protection, Arizona. End of watch, January the 20th, 2021. 54 years of age, served 18 years with the United States Customs and Border Protection. Also served in the United States Army, Operation Desert Storm. Leaves behind a mother, brother, and 2 sisters. Officer Martez, also known as Tez Hughes of the Louisville Metro Police Department in Kentucky. End of watch, November the 19th, 2020. 49 years of age. Served with the Louisville Metro Police Department 11 years. Leaves behind a wife, daughter, mother, and sister. Captain Eric Segura of the Laredo Fire Department in Texas. Last alarm, January 26, 2021. 45 years of age. Served with the Laredo Fire Department for 25 years and leaves behind a son, daughter, parents, siblings, and many additional family members. Captain Michael D'Angelo Garrigan of the Gordon County Sheriff's Office, Georgia. End of watch, January the 24th, 2021. 56 years of age. Served with the Gordon County Sheriff's Office and the commander of the Gordon County Jail for 30 years. Leaves behind a wife, 3 children, parents, siblings, and 4 grandchildren. Sergeant David G. Crumpler, Henry County Police Department, Georgia. End of watch, January the 7th, 2021. 60 years of age. Served 20 years with the Henry County Police Department. Leaves behind 4 children, 1 grandchild, 1 mother, and a brother. Fire Captain George A. Roque, Fire Chief Darrell Woodard, Officer Kendall Blackburn, Deputy Lakaya Luis Rouse, Firefighter EMT Brian Hammy P. Hamilton, Fire Chief Roland Brooks, Firefighter Stephen Sunday, Sheriff Alan J. Weber, Firefighter John Howell Clift, Firefighter Ronald Stephen Perry, Lieutenant Donald Busheen, Firefighter EMT Mark Dewey E. Culp, Lieutenant William Lyle Gardner, Sergeant Randall Sims, Unit Team Supervisor Gabe Morales, Deputy Jane Alice Ash, Special Deputy Lee Daniel Manns, Sergeant Patrick Snook, Officer Leslie L. Graves, Sergeant Frederick Butch Cameron, Officer Troy Allen Adkins, Fire Captain Lloyd Losinger, Firefighter Leonard L. Coney, Conservation Officer Stephen Reihard, Investigator James Cornacchia, Chief Danny Watkins, Officer Arturo Villegas, Deputy John Melvin, Detective Jeffrey Scoff, Detective Jack V. Palmeni, Officer Eric K. Murray, Chief Transportation Officer William T. Morris, Detective Christopher B. McDonald, Detective Cedric G. Dixon, Detective Robert A. Cardona, Detective Raymond C. Abir, Lieutenant Jeff Bain, Correctional Officer David A. Christensen, Lieutenant John Reynolds, Corrections Officer Joseph A. Martini, Deputy Claude Winston Gilroy, Chief Ronald Ronnie Gene Spitzer, Detective Sergeant Stephen R. Desfossis, Lieutenant Treva Preston, Officer Jerry Stephen Hemphill, Sergeant J.L. Buck Dancy, Captain William Christopher Mertz, Officer Brian Shields, Officer Martez Tez Hughes, Captain Eric Segura, Captain Michael D'Angelo Garrigan, Sergeant David G. Crumpler. Zechariah, any final closing words for the families of all of our 52 fallen heroes added in the month of January as a result of contracting COVID-19 while in the line of duty?
Like I've said, COVID-19 has been one of the biggest things, for a bad reason, over the past year or so, affecting so much people around the world, including our first responders. I hope you all know, every single first responder who are serving right now, even if they're reserve, even if they're volunteer, even if they only work one shift a week, even throughout the desk, our first responders have done so much work throughout the past year, through all the stressful things they've had to go through, like COVID-19 being one of them. Another thing as well, just, news and media as well. And they've had to go to a lot more calls, and they've had a lot more chance of getting something like the coronavirus throughout the past few months, and it's shown. Unfortunately, we've lost 52 who were added in the month of January for the Officer Memorial Page and the firefighters, at the USFA as well, the United States Fire Administration as well, that have been added. And that's not all. 52 is not all of them that have lost their life in January as well. That's just the ones that are added. And there's a lot more as well that will be added soon, that will be ran for soon, unfortunately. And even though, for me, knowing that I'm just 12 years old, I have schoolwork, and I'm carrying a flag and doing this every single night, it was very hard through the first 8 months when I was running for single mile COVID-19. But I want you all to know that my parents gave me the decision. I decided for those first 8 months to do that because at that time I knew COVID-19 was just starting and it could become bigger, unfortunately. So I wanted to get as much miles in for Fallen Heroes as possible before it gets too much. And I think me and Running for Heroes did a great job with that. And I'm so glad, even though we've lost so much, I'm so glad that we're still able to honor them in a special tribute like this. This is a very new thing with Running for Heroes. I'm very glad to be doing this, and I hope this COVID-19 just is a little more special for the COVID-19 families, knowing that their fallen hero will never be forgotten. Also, the flags as well that were in the front seat. I want to thank the U.S. Customs and Border Protection being a huge supporter out tonight, as well as other supporters from my community and my family. Every single flag will be sent to a family who lost a fallen hero, and it was all in the front seat, so it's still honored. Here, I don't know if this is going to be your flag, but just to give you a quick reference, these are two flags that could be yours, and we're actually going to be presenting these two to him so he can send it to the family as quick as possible as well. COVID-19 has affected so much people throughout the community. I know it's also affected U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Border Patrol in general. I know you all have been going through a tough year, knowing that you are not used to losing so much, even though it hasn't been locally in Orlando. I would like to present you with these two flags, just to give to the families as quick as possible. I also want to thank you for your service, as well as everybody else with Orlando International and Sanford International for keeping their spirits up. Not only you, but all the other people as well. Thank you very much for putting amazing people out there at the airports, and thank you for your service as well. So, just two flags.
On behalf of first responders throughout the United States, thank you for your hard work, Zachariah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming out as well. I want to thank him for presenting that. I know U.S. Customs Border Protection are a huge supporter out every single night, and if it wasn't for them, we would not have a patrol car. We would have to get one. So I do want to thank them for all of their support and just coming out here. I know lots of people are busy around Winter Springs area, so I know it's not their fault they cannot make it. They're just protecting other lives. But I want to thank the U.S. Customs Border Protection for coming down from Orlando to be a part of this. I want to thank them very much. I know they also had a tough year, so my prayers are with them. If all of you would like to join me in a 52-second moment of silence, each second dedicating one fallen officer, firefighter, or U.S. Border Patrol member who lost their life, who lost their life during not the month of January, but were added during January. So this 52 seconds, each second will be honoring one of them. So if all would like to bow our heads in a 52-second moment of silence, following by a prayer, please do. Thank you all very much for joining me in that moment of silence. Now, if all like to bow our heads one more time tonight, this time for a prayer for all COVID-19 heroes who have lost their life in general, including the ones who were added in January, and just a prayer to help keep everybody else safe from COVID-19 in the first responding world as well. Dear God, unfortunately, I've had to come out here and do something new with Running for Heroes. And even though it's a special tribute for COVID-19 fallen heroes, unfortunately, we've lost so much that we have to come to this just so we were able to get all of them done and still do them in a great way to send the flag to the family. COVID-19 has affected just a lot of people. It's scared families just because of the magnitude of what it's done already. And first responders are at high risk of it every single day, no matter who they work for, no matter where they live as well. You know, first responders, they can't go out and put on a mask while they're going to calls, because if they ever need to run, or for firefighters, in this case, going into a house that or people are stuck in it, or just debris in general, and for police officers trying to catch somebody if anything ever goes not planned, they can't be wearing a mask because that can slow them down. So the fact that our first responders are out there, even ones that don't run for, like doctors, who are being incredible throughout COVID-19, is truly incredible. So God, thank you very much for putting amazing first responders out there who are continuing to serve and be as brave as possible through this time that they've had to go through. As well as for some big agencies even losing their fallen heroes, some of their friends in law enforcement and firefighting as well. God, I know January was a bad year when it comes to COVID-19, and it shows 52 were added in total. That's 1.5 every single day, which is not that good at all. It's not good at all, actually. So God, I know that first responders know the risk, but God, please keep them safe as much as possible. I know you can't control everything, but God, just try to keep our first responders safe out there through the COVID-19. And lead everybody watching this to a prayer by themselves or their family tonight as well, just to keep them safe overnight and every single day, because you never know when you're going to get it. God, I know with the help of our first responders and everybody else around the community, we're going to get through this together. And I know, God, in the future, we will get through this together, and soon we'll be back to normal, hopefully, because of our first responders and people around the community. So God, just thank you for keeping everybody around the earth, including first responders, in great spirits and still fighting as hard as we can to get the earth back together as a whole again one day. Thank you to God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you very much for joining me in these runs tonight, especially for your family. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you all well, and I hope you stay safe. Like I said, the flags I was holding tonight and the flags that were in the leading patrol car will be sent to you if you are a family member. My prayers are just with you very much, the hard time, and I hope this tribute lets you know that your fallen hero will never be forgotten no matter where you live. Thank you very much for watching. Unfortunately, we'll be running tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure on Friday as well, just because we've lost quite a few and we haven't ran for a few days. So we'll be back tomorrow, unfortunately, but say a prayer and let's hope all first responders stay safe overnight. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed night, and I pray God blesses you all.